Mystery Secret Searchers, The Secret of Montreal, back with verse 5 and the lane 222. Well, we're looking at the specific directions, and our first choice is going to be Dorchester Square, Place du Canada, formerly known as Dominion Square in downtown Montreal. So here's an old overhead view of this area. It's really two parks kind of combined into one. There's Dorchester Square on the left and Place du Canada on the right. These are both very famous meeting areas in Montreal. Dorchester Square is very famous. It has some important statues and monuments in it. It's a fairly large area right in the middle of Montreal. It's bordered by Peel Street and René Lévesque, and some people believe that's what the P and the L in the logo on the shirt of the man in the image mean, P and L. But René Lévesque was not named that street until well after 1982. Before that, it was Dorchester. Now, beneath the only standing member, well, Wilfrid Laurier is a standing member in the park. What about the clues to the south? To the south of Dorchester Park, that's Place du Canada. Maybe we're supposed to be looking in Place du Canada. If we look in that area, it is somewhat forested. There are paths going through it, but there is another standing member there. There's a statue of Sir John A. Macdonald. There's also the War Memorial, the cenotaph, and it is a big white stone in Place du Canada. And there is a strange-looking X-shaped pathway marking on the ground in front of it. Here are some old views of Dominion Square, which is Dorchester Square and Place du Canada. And we have Dorchester and Peel Street. We have the Windsor Hotel and St. George's Anglican Church, which has a very interesting plaque of St. George defeating the dragon in front of it. We have views of Dorchester Square towards Montreal as well. So if we think of the only standing member, we kind of have the Lion of Belfort and Sir John A. Macdonald and the War Memorial Cenotaph. These are three areas we might consider. Okay, what about the going to the south, 12 paces from the west side? It gets a little confusing. If we go 12 paces from the west side to the south, we have some potential dig areas. If we interpret a different way, if we go to the south, 12 paces from the west side, we get different areas we might want to look at around these statues. So it's a little confusing as to where actually to dig in Dorchester Square or in Place du Canada, and certainly you would need permission to start digging in these sites. So for that reason, we're not completely convinced that this is the location of the casque.